G'day, Tiny here from Off Tap Brewing. Happy Beer Fun Friday. It's Beer Fun Friday. We've all reached the end of our week. If you're watching this, you've reached it. If you haven't, if you're not watching this. Strange. I know. Today, I'm having beer fun. Got to sample this after shopping tonight. And if you watch Casbar Brewing's video, he's just done a review on that, so that's all I'm going to say is watch his review, because we're both under the same agreement with the beer. Alright, what I'm doing today is I'm making my famous whatever spaghetti. Just chopping the mushrooms now. I've got a big bag of mushrooms. Don't know how many kilos. I've got a capsicum. Don't know, just one capsicum I'll put in. I've got the onion and garlic frying over here. 2 onions, about, I don't know, 5 cloves of garlic or something. And I've got my sauces, which I'll add. I've got quite a few bottles. I like to get a saucy mix up. And I've got a bag of frozen veggies in the freezer that I'll put in. Other ingredients. Normally I go 1 kilo of Australian beef, and I go 1 kilo of lamb, but today I had no lamb, so I'm going kangaroo mince, which I've never done. So let's see how that goes. And whatever spaghetti is whatever else I find in the cupboard or in the fridge. I was just scouting around the fridge before, and I found these cherry tomatoes, so they're going to go in whole towards the end. So yeah, I'll finish chopping these mushrooms. I've got a few to chop there, and I'll add them and I'll get back to you with another beer. Okay, so mushrooms are chopped and they're in. So there we go. I'm going to turn that up a little, get some fire going in there, and they'll soak up all that juice that the garlic and the onions just created. So we'll just let them cook down for a few minutes. There is one fundamental drawback on whatever spaghetti is the recipe is never ever replicated. So sometimes you end up with a really good one that you want to eat all the time. Other times you end up with one that's really crappy and you don't want to eat all the time. That's why I do big batches. If it's a good spaghetti, well then, you've got a lot to eat. If it's shitty spaghetti, well then, whoa, you've got a lot to eat. Okay, I'm gonna go and then update you. It's a very simple mix. Next additional, I think, will be the meat, the kangaroo and the beef mince, and then I'll start adding my sauces. And as true to the recipe, it's whatever's spaghetti, whatever's in the cupboard, whatever's in the fridge. So we're going to go for a hunt on what we can put in here. Just an absolute brilliant idea. Knowing that mushrooms are sponges, just added Tabasco sauce to the mushrooms. They will expel their juice and then they'll suck that back up. So those mushrooms are spicy. Okay, I've just chopped my capsicum. That's going to go in at the end with the tomatoes. I'm not even going to chop the tomatoes, I'm going to chop them in whole, and I want that for texture. When you're cooking capsicum, you can cook it 2 ways. You can put your capsicum in at the start, cook it down, reduce it, and it releases a very sweet sort of thing to your whatever you're cooking. But I'm not going for sweet in the spaghetti. I'm going to let the kangaroo shine through. And yeah, so tomato and capsicum in at the end, so the capsicum's still crunchy when you're eating it. Everything else is coming alright. My beer just went and got itself. Awesome. Cheers. Okay, in goes the kangaroo mince and the beef mince. So it's time to mush it all up in the whatever spaghetti. I've got some sauces there. I've got some barbecue sauce, some Worcestershire sauce, some tomato sauce. I'm going to add salt, I'm going to add pepper, and whatever else I find. some frozen veggies. So now it's all just fry this off, chop it up, fry it off, and start adding the sauces once the meat's cooked. Okay, I just went ratting around the fridge and I found some hoisin. Hoisin. So I'm gonna just rinse that out with some hot water and get it all in there. It's not what it looks like. And I'm gonna pour that in. That's gonna be my first sauce addition. Hoisin. Lovely. Now, that meat's still cooking away. Look at Katie, she's laughing at me.
Yeah, I was just imagining you mixing and a bottle smashing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's the meat cooking, browning off nicely. I'm not going to add any sauces. I'm not going to add any sauces. I'm not going to finish, like add any red sauces until I'm confident that all that meat's cooked through. I'm not going to go too overboard. I need to know mince is cooked through. One tip about mince is it's all been touched by oxygen, so almost every part of mince has the potential to be full of bacteria. So anything with mince in it, you need to cook 100%. You cannot eat raw mince, it's wrong for you. Steak, on the other hand, the middle of steak's never been touched by oxygen, so by the air, so it's cool to have rare. Meet your cow rare. So yeah, that's browning off nicely with that in there, and I've got those sauces to add and those sauces to add and that to add later. And she's drinking beer and I'm drinking beer. We'll get back at that. Okay, we've just added all the sauces, so we've got a rather large full pot. All the sauces in there. We've just got to put some heat back into it, put the lid on because it's going to start bubbling, and add some other ingredients later. As I said, this was a big ass spaghetti, so I want to mix those sauces around. The meat's all cooked, it's all good, it's yummy, yummy, yummy. We're going to be eating this for days. Hopefully, if the kangaroo mince addition is nice. So yeah, just going to stir that up a bit and put the lid on and let that simmer for a little while. Mmm, spaghetti. Look at these guys. They're drooling, man. Look, there's Nate, and there's Casbar, and there's nobody. Shit, we've got a slot open! How did that happen? Alright, urgent call out. One slot for Beer Fun Friday dinner cooking. Beep, 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 beep. Here we go. We've got the base. Now, whatever spaghetti needs to just fill that almost to the top, so we're going to add some mixed veggies. So the exact amount of mixed veggies is whatever fills it almost to the top, because I do have a tomato and capsicum addition. So we're just going to go in with the mixed veggies.
What's that? Did you draw a stamp?
Here we go.
Yep, I just put the picture up on Bubbles and Salt of the
And
fermentation.
that's what we're looking at there.
Yeah.
Let's reduce that down because they are frozen vegetables, and get back to it. There is no recipe for this spaghetti ever. This is just how I roll with spaghetti. Next thing that we do with whatever spaghetti is to start cooking the spaghetti. It's a no-brainer. Boiling water. I don't add much to the water. I like the spaghetti to take on its own flavour. I know some people add some things to their spaghetti, salt, garlic, all that sort of stuff. You can do that, but I like, because of what I've got in that pot, it's going to be very rich. I like the spaghetti to just be plain and to offset the richness. So that's how I roll with that. Now we're just going to let that simmer for a while, just to heat them veggies up. Heat them veggies up, let those flavours blend and combine. Let everything balance out nicely. So yeah, we just need a big pot for the spaghetti. That's what I'm getting now. Big pot for the spaghetti. Alright, I'll come back at you when I'm ready with the bowl.
She was hoping, wasn't she?
Trying to cook this dinner, but anyhow, this is the last addition, and it's the tomatoes and the capsicum, and we've just maxed out the pot. Please do not ask me for the recipe for this because it's whatever. Whatever you find in the cupboard, whatever you find in the fridge, whatever you find goes into a spaghetti like this. So yeah, I'm just going to sort of bring that out and just let that simmer while the spaghetti's cooking. That's it. I've got to say to the boys and everybody, you know, remember, beer makes you smarter.